Supposed to be a Proverbs 31 woman, oh, that's what you said. That man misleading if he ain't spirit-led. How is him that you feeding? He's supposed to be the head.
Hey y'all, it's Perky. First and foremost, it feels weird to come back and record. And I know I've only been gone for 2 weeks, but it feels like a lifetime. But I'm back with a video. Certain particular individual that has been popping up on everybody's feed. I am back with a video titled Top 10 Things Netflix The Jeffrey Dahmer Story Got Factually Right and Wrong. Now, you're here because either you've seen the video, you've seen the movie that they have out on Netflix, a little series, a little document, or you're here just because you're just here to support. But what I'm trying to say is, if you haven't heard this man's name, Jeffrey Dahmer, you are like literally living under a rock, because this man has been popping up on everyone's feed, everyone's timeline, everyone's recommendation ever since the Netflix series dropped. Now, I could say a lot, but I'm just going to let the video that we're reacting to speak for itself. So I'm just going to go ahead and end it here. But I am going to bring something back that I haven't said in a long time. You guys have been asking for it, and it's only right that, you know what I'm saying? When you ask, you shall receive. So before we go ahead and get into this video, I just want to say that if this is your first time seeing me on your screen or you're a returning subscriber, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, because there's nothing but lit content like this on a consistent basis, my baby. Now, let's go ahead and get into the video, because I know y'all missed the wink, so I had to bring it back. Respect. This movie was crazy.
What's going on?
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things Dahmer Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story, got factually right and wrong.
What I did, I should be dead.
For this list, we're looking at what was fact and what was fiction in Ryan Murphy's Netflix series about the infamous serial killer. Are you watching Dahmer? Let us know in the comments below.
This was a crazy
Number 10,
show.
How Jeffrey Dahmer was caught. Right.
Oh, they said it was
Netflix's
right. Okay.
limited series about Jeffrey Dahmer begins with the night a would-be victim survived an encounter with the killer.
That man stripped his way up out of there.
On July 22nd, 1991, Tracy Edwards spent hours in Dahmer's apartment in fear, waiting for an opportunity to make his escape.
like
And though
minutes.
the way in which he escaped is depicted differently in the series, Edwards did hit Dahmer and ran out of the apartment.
I hit him and I ran towards the door, and he was right there, tried to grab me, get me back in there.
He would have
Two
died.
police officers went to Dahmer's residence to obtain the key to unlock the handcuffs still on one of Edwards' wrists. Once they found explicit photos documenting some of the murders, Dahmer was apprehended, putting an end to his reign of terror.
That's
the
crazy.
officers were stopped by an individual who claimed he was in the apartment.
Imagine you having a
became engaged
neighbor that's doing
in a
this.
dispute with the owner of the apartment,
I can
and
imagine.
left the apartment and called the officers.
Number 9.
Good for him.
Dahmer wore yellow contacts. Right. One of the lesser-known facts about Dahmer was his strange habit of wearing yellow contact lenses.
That was really a thing.
You see my contacts? They're just like the Emperor's. Got him at a costume shop in Kenosha.
He wore them because he felt connected to two dark characters in his favorite movies. The Emperor from Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, and the Gemini Killer from The Exorcist 3. In changing his appearance to resemble these powerful fictional figures, Dahmer himself felt more powerful and predatory.
That I actually derived a sort of pleasure from watching that tape.
Did you like feeling evil?
No, I didn't. But I tried to overcome the thoughts, and it worked for a while, but eventually I gave in.
He repeatedly watched the films before he went out to find another
They put a
victim
meme
to
on
bring
this so
home,
many times.
often making them watch the films with him.
Y'all seen it on TikTok.
Told you. We're gonna hang out. Gonna watch a movie. Gonna take some pictures.
Like, who puts on The Exorcist to hang out?
And I'll pay you.
That's sign
Tracy
number 1.
Edwards also testified that while playing The Exorcist 3, Dahmer was chanting and rocking back and forth.
It was
Oh,
like a slow slur,
no.
like some of that nature, some close like that, I'm not sure.
Did it keep on for a period of time?
Off and on throughout the ordeal.
Number 8.
Oh my
How
gosh.
Ronald Flowers survived. Wrong.
This was wrong? Oh, I gotta hear this.
Jesus.
Don't worry, I'm not a cop.
Another survivor of Dahmer was Ron Flowers, who met him when his car broke down and Dahmer offered to help. He took him to his grandmother's West Allis residence and drugged his coffee. But Dahmer is interrupted when his grandmother sees that something is wrong with the young man.
You should take that young man to a hospital.
What? He's just a little wasted, Grandma.
I will not have some stranger dying in my house.
He'll be fine. Just let him sleep it off. Jeez.
No. Something is not right here.
She is adamant about staying with the unconscious guest.
The whole
making
time.
Sure, he gets on a bus the next morning. But her actual involvement in saving Flowers from her grandson has never been reported. Like in the series, Flowers woke up in County General Hospital.
Where am I?
You OD'd. You're lucky to be alive.
But what isn't mentioned is that he was also covered in abrasions and believed he might have been assaulted. He later testified that he didn't know how he got there, though the series provides a fictional scenario.
A guy I met last night, he was weird. He must have slipped something in my drink. Dude tried to kill me.
Number 7. Dahmer posed in yearbook photos. Right.
This was
How did he
weird.
I don't know. Dan, how did you not catch this?
I'm sorry. I didn't see him in the photo.
It's your goddamn job, Dan.
The Netflix series mainly follows Jeffrey Dahmer as an adult. But a flashback to him in high school shows him sneaking into a yearbook picture for the Honor Society, despite not being a member. Yes, he actually did this, and his face was subsequently blacked out of the photo. My Friend Dahmer, both the graphic novel and its film adaptation, go further into the prank and the other club photos he infiltrated.
Excuse me, what do you... Oh, no. What do you... Is that really necessary?
Former classmates have described how his bizarre behavior in school quickly went from entertaining to concerning, given his heavy drinking.
And I remember sitting next to him in a first period, I believe, history class, and he had a styrofoam cup of scotch, I believe it was scotch. I remember saying, "Jeff, what is that?" And he threw his head back and he shook it and he said, "It's my medicine."
Number 6. Dahmer killed Dean Vaughn. Wrong. In episode 7, Glenda Cleveland meets Dean Vaughn, a new resident of the Oxford apartments.
Sorry I snapped on you. You gotta be careful in this neighborhood.
Well, I'm a good guy. Scout's honor.
She sees him talking to Dahmer in the hall and is visibly concerned. The series doesn't follow through with his story, but it does point viewers in a certain direction. However, Vaughn was really a tenant in the building. He was found strangled in his upstairs apartment in early May 1991. Dahmer was questioned about the suspicious death before he was arrested, and again when he was eventually caught. Both times he denied knowing him, and no evidence was ever found connecting him to the crime. As of 2022, the murder of Dean Vaughn is still unsolved.
What
The fact that it's still unsolved is crazy.
You was talking to him in the hallway, then I never saw him after that.
Number 5. Baptized the same day as John Wayne Gacy's execution.
Whoa.
Right.
So you never done construction work before?
No.
This scene
Well,
was
like I said, it's just stuff around the house,
horrible.
helping
I was just
mom,
like,
you know?
The beginning of the final episode doesn't open on Jeffrey Dahmer, but rather another infamous serial killer.
This scene was
John
horrible.
Wayne Gacy, aka the Killer Clown. In the 1970s, Gacy took the lives of more than 33 young men in Illinois until he was arrested in December 1978.
Gacy was the epitome of evil, and he was the epitome of being a great guy, which gave him the ability to be the most evil guy in the world.
That's
For
horrible.
14 years, the convicted murderer was on death row at Illinois' Menard Correctional Center, and on May 10th, 1994, Gacy was executed by lethal injection.
He got the easy way out,
John
too.
Wayne Gacy was pronounced dead at 12:58 a.m.
He got a much
Did y'all know these
easier
people
death
before this movie?
than any of his victims.
Or the series?
In my opinion, he got an easier death than he deserved.
He got an easy way out.
The important thing is that he paid for his crimes with his life.
Meanwhile, in Wisconsin, Dahmer was being baptized by Minister Roy Ratcliffe. And, as it's briefly mentioned in the series, a partial solar eclipse also occurred that day. What does it all mean? We don't know, but this connection between two notorious killers is definitely eerie.
Congratulations, Jeff. He's saved.
I couldn't even tell if he was being real here or not. I couldn't.
Thanks.
I don't know what y'all think about this part.
Thank you.
Number 4, victim impact statements. Right.
I would like to say to Jeffrey Dahmer that
this role so well.
he don't know the pain, the hurt, the loss, and the mental state he's put our family in.
One of the most heartbreaking parts of Jeffrey Dahmer's 1992 trial was hearing the impact statements. After sitting through the details of his crimes, family members of the victims had the opportunity to address the court. One of the more harrowing statements came from Rita Isbell, the sister of Errol Lindsay. The series recreates the emotional.
They did this so well. I mean, down to the clothes.
Who embodied the palpable pain, anger, and sadness of Isbell in her performance.
Now, I don't want to ever have to see my mother go through this again. Never, Jeffrey! Jeffrey, I hate you!
And Dahmer's own statement took a lot from the real-life one.
That I did what I did, not for reasons of hate.
That's Chi-Chi in the background, by the way.
Number 3, Glenda Cleveland lived at the Oxford
I know
Apartments.
this.
Wrong.
Yeah, I do know
In
this.
the series,
That's Chi-Chi,
actress
I'm sorry.
Lizzie Nash plays the role of Glenda Cleveland, a woman who is often overlooked in the Jeffrey Dahmer case.
And that's Minnie.
Interacts with him,
I'm sorry.
mostly to complain about the smell and noise coming from his apartment.
She didn't even
through
live
her
in the
vent.
same apartment building as him.
That smell is worse than ever.
Is it?
The real Cleveland actually lived in the building next to the Oxford Apartments.
Yeah.
The character is likely a composite of Cleveland and Pamela Bass, the woman who lived across the hall from Dahmer, who possibly unknowingly consumed human meat given to her by her neighbor.
I thought she didn't eat
Glenda
it.
Cleveland did continuously call Milwaukee Police after her daughter Sandra Smith and niece Nicole Childress told her about a boy they tried to help. Number 2. Milwaukee police officers returned a victim back to Dahmer's apartment.
This...
Right.
I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet.
In late May 1991, some young women, including
This
Smith
boy
and
was
Childress,
14.
found Conorak sent the phone stumbling in the streets. Not in the Oxford Apartments hallway as shown in the series.
Oh, he was in
They
the
called the police to
streets.
help the
Okay.
very young-looking boy.
He was holding on to me with a really, really strong grip, and he was trembling, he was shaking. So I just stayed with him, and I was like, I'm gonna get you some help.
But when Dahmer came back to his apartment, he convinced officers Joseph Gabrish and John Balserzak that Synthesom phone was of age and his boyfriend. In the series, Cleveland is at the scene confronting police, trying to tell them that he was a minor.
Wait. You just gonna let him take this baby back inside?
Ma'am, he's telling me this is where they live. We're gonna take him back inside.
Y'all don't at least want to find out how old this boy is first?
Ma'am, he says it's his boyfriend. We'll handle it from here.
I'm really sorry about this, everybody.
Despite protests from the women, the
was-
officers escorted Dahmer and
I
his
wouldn't say a great
incoherent
liar.
boyfriend back to his apartment. When the police left, Dahmer
It just
killed him.
worked.
Tragically, this poorly handled ordeal actually happened. After Dahmer's arrest, Gabrish and Balserzak were suspended, but later reinstated. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos. Number 1.
Dang.
Dahmer always wore his glasses at trial. Wrong.
Mr.
Oh, I
Dahmer,
mean, okay, that ain't
before
that
I
big of
impose
a...
sentence, I understand you
fact.
have a statement you'd like to read.
Yes, Your Honor.
Towards the end of the series, Jeffrey Dahmer goes on trial for the murders. While the majority of the scenes are accurately recreated, there's one detail that was different. Evan Peters as Dahmer almost always wears the killer's trademark glasses. But the real Dahmer specifically did not wear his glasses throughout most of the trial. His reason? He didn't want to look the jury or victims' families in the face. Yes, it's a small inaccuracy in a largely true-to-life series. However, his decision to remove his eyewear is significant because it shows that he was unable to face his crimes.
Yeah, I was about to say
I
that.
didn't feel accountable to anybody. I didn't feel that I had to face what I had done ever. And so you have. There comes a point where a person has to be accountable for what he's done. Can't go around making excuses, blaming other people or other things.
Did you enjoy this video? Check
Man.
out these other clips
This
from
was a pretty
WatchMojo.
good video due to the fact that we got the like basically what was factually right and what was wrong. Again, for those that didn't watch the movie or the series, I apologize because this definitely gave out some, how do you say it, some foreshadowing moments or some spoilers, I guess I can say. But this was Jeffrey Dahmer, and you know the story about how Netflix got some stuff right and got some stuff wrong. I do want to speak on just this one situation and I'm done, I promise. The situation with that 14-year-old boy. That man's lie, like again, it may have sounded stupid and how could they do this and do that? But if you really sit there and listen, his, like, what Jeffrey said, I'm not going to say, I don't want to put myself in this position or this situation because it's going to sound bad. If he said, look, this is my boyfriend's known for getting drunk, this is just what he does, he yelled at me to go get some alcohol, this man was able to basically make up lies, right? But I think that's how liars work, is that they're able to just kind of throw out lies like that. I don't move and operate like that. I don't lie because I suck at lying, so it's no point. I just rather tell the truth. But that lie possibly would have got me because the story, like everything was just adding up on what he was saying. But what I would say is that that boy did look young and that they should have looked into it. But hey, look, I'm gonna just leave it at that before I sound any crazy. But you guys let me know you guys' thoughts, opinions, feelings on this movie, this series, and this video that we just reacted to. If you guys want more of Jeffrey Dahmer or even the clown that they discussed in this video, please let me know in the comment section down below and I will definitely react to that. But I love and appreciate each and every single one of you guys. Please go ahead and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me which one to see next in the comment section down below. All my social media is in the description. It's also right here as well, just in case you missed it. On the road to 600K. When I tell you we are 8K away, it's me. I'm playing. That's what the problem is. But that's okay because this grind is about to be on 10. We got a goal to hit and more. But y'all know me. Y'all have a blessed one. I will see y'all in the next one.
You can't bring me down. I know who I belong to. Yeah. What? I won't sell my